Hey guys, it's Wednesday, so you know what that is. It's Homebrew Wednesday. So I'm going to be showing you some of my place and where things are at, status on some of the beers that I've recently made. So let's get to it. Here's some of my current brews. This is down in my basement. I don't usually cover it because it's usually dark down here. This is my Hobnoblin Porter that I made last week. And over here we have the honey mead that I just made. You're going to see the video for this on Friday. Looks really nice though. Look at the color. Don't tell my wife, I couldn't find a plastic pitcher for the blow-off tube, so I used one of her good pitchers, so don't tell her. Alright, now these are the two that I have going. This one here, the porter, I'm going to be racking on the weekend. Sunday I usually rack the beer, and the way I do it is I usually rack it right into a keg and let it sit in the keg. Then after it sits in the keg for about a week, then I put it into the fridge. So it's alright. Here's our fridge. I have my keg here, down here. This is actually the some yeast that I washed, and I just put it into some bottles. I'm gonna be that's 2 bottles of American ale yeast. Actually, it's American Ale 2. And then in my keg here, this is my pumpkin ale that I just made. So I've been chilling it down. I just put it in there this morning. I've been chilling it down so that I can carbonate it. So I'm going to carbonate it here in a few minutes, and then I'm going to do a little update on the taste of it. Okay, this is how I first carbonate the keg. I just roll it on its side to make sure the gas pressure is on there. Alright, that's carbonated. Okay, here's my pumpkin ale, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a taste and see how it is. As you can see, the color is kind of like a dark brown, a little bit of copper in there. The head is about 1 finger. Has excellent carbonation. You can really see the carbonation in that. This brew turned out to be 5% ABV. Okay, let's get a nose on this brew. Okay, the first thing I smell, you get hit by a little bit of maltiness, kind of like a brown sugar. And just a hint of the pumpkin. So I would have expected a little bit more pumpkin with a pumpkin ale. Alright, let's give it a taste now. Okay, I'm tasting buttery biscuit, a little hint of maple. Yeah, definitely maple sweetness. Pumpkin, you do get a touch of that pumpkin at the front end. Has a pretty good mouthfeel to it. It's a medium body, but almost kind of a creaminess to it. And as an afterthought, the afterthought is kind of a oaky, smoky, little bit of nutmeg. That's probably from the pumpkin spices that we used. Almost an earthy tone right there at the end. My overall impression is this is a really complex. It really tastes great. The only thing is I would have liked it to taste a little bit more like pumpkin. It seems like some of the other flavors really overpower the pumpkin in it. It would make a really, without the pumpkin, it would probably make a really good brown ale. It's delicious. I mean, I would drink this, you know, I would pick this to drink. I mean, I do like the flavor. I love the earthiness. I do like the kind of this maple sweet kind of beginning to it and everything. It's great, but obviously not what I would consider a pumpkin beer. So what I would change, probably a little less of the Vienna Malt that I put into it. Maybe a not so high of an L of the caramel malt, so that the color, it would tone down the color and of it, and probably a little bit, then it would, you would bring out the pumpkin a little bit more, I believe. But I did like the hops I used. I do like the earthy tones. I think that they would go well with the pumpkin. So I'm going to finish this up, guys, but I hope you enjoyed this review. Till next time.